It's the Mike Tech Show, show number 853. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Mike Smith. Thank you very much for downloading and subscribing to the show. Please visit the main website at miketechshow.com. You can email questions and suggestions for show topics at miketechshow@gmail.com. Please visit my YouTube page at youtube.com/michaelsmithmts. And the link is at the main website. And please click subscribe for all the videos. You will enjoy. I try to record the video for every show that I'm broadcasting. And we think we have 2 years now stored up on YouTube. All right. This show is brought to you by Instant House Call. If you're an IT pro or an MSP, this is the software you need for remote access. Instant House Call provides unattended and on-demand remote access. Try it free by clicking on the link on my website at miketechshow.com or go directly to instanthousecall.com, and don't forget to use the promo code MikeTechShow for your free 15-day trial. This show is also brought to you by MagnusBox. This is the best, most reliable online backup service that you want for your clients. If you're an MSP, this is what you need. MagnusBox supports all operating systems, whether it's Windows Server, Windows 10, Windows 11, the Synology, NAS, Linux, Apple, you name it. This is the solution that you want. And you can just go to instanthousecall.com and request a demo. Hey, instanthousecall.com. Go to magnusbox.com and request a demo. And kick the tires, try it out. And then when you decide to sign up, you mention you heard it on the Mike Tech Show, and you get free white labeling and your first 3 months half price on the platform fee. Go to magnusbox.com. You will love it. Now, got lots to cover tonight. So, going to summarize the New Year's Eve show, then 2 new client stories with a twist. Virtual audio cable, drive encryption, couple websites you need to know something. This came up during the chat for during the New Year's Eve show, and then how to change the Windows edition from Enterprise to Pro, and then we got a stack of email to get to. So first, I want to thank everybody who hung out with me for the New Year's Eve show. I started at 8 p.m. and did not wrap up until 5 a.m. I was live for 9 hours. And extra special thanks to those who came on video and audio who joined in Discord. First, Stop and Go Man, who was on by audio. And I didn't realize until he emailed me after the show for wishing me, a Happy New Year. He has been listening since show number 1. And anybody that's a longtime listener that remembers this, there was a person in New Orleans who would transcribe every word to every show. And he did this for a lot of shows and would send me the text. This is the person. And I did not know that. And he made that connection for me, wishing me a Happy New Year. And of course, the Eagles lost to the Saints on Sunday, and he's a big Saints fan, so he got to rub that in jokingly. That was good. So, Stop and Go Man, thank you so much, and thank you for the email. Want to thank Taz, moderator, who was there. It's great. Kate from Canada, Photo Ray, the graphics master from Arizona, Miles. I didn't make that connection for you on Facebook. So now I know. That's great. Rick, who has the show Drink with Rick on Saturday nights. After his Saturday night show, he joined us and we got to talk a lot about wine and some other stuff. It was a lot of fun. And of course, Alaskan, who was there the whole time from Alaska as we rang in the new year across all the time zones. And we had a wonderful time and can't wait to do it again. And hopefully, knock wood, a tradition that's been going on for a lot of years, and we're going to keep that going. So thank you very, very much. So I need some help. I talked about a few weeks ago an on-prem server that I got to take the files and move them to their SharePoint sites. I am having a terrible time doing that. If you've successfully done that and used a piece of software that works, just, as long as you got the permissions, and I have the permissions, I am the global administrator for the Microsoft account, please email me because I need some help. I actually tried SyncBack Pro and thought that, this is going to work. No, I can't get it to the site that I want. I can transfer, but it's not transferring the way I want it. And the tool, the Microsoft tool, forget it. It's not doing it. So anybody that can help me, recommend the software, recommend the process, I appreciate that. MikeTechShow@gmail.com. 2 different new client stories. And we're going to say new client stories with a twist. The first one was a few weeks ago. You heard me mention that there's a hostile IT company that removed Instant House Call that I put on their server because I want to do an analysis and do a setup, and they're still with this IT company they want to get rid of. Well, they deleted Instant House Call, and it's been a mess, and I backed off. I sent an email saying, when you collect all the passwords that we need, fire that IT company, get rid of them, and then we'll talk about me taking over, my company taking over the account for support. They agreed. They got rid of the IT company. And today was notified I'm putting my contract together and we will take on the support. So I didn't feel comfortable that it was going to be an ugly mess battling with that other IT company. Normally that's not been a problem, but this was going to be a problem. And I was like, I'm walking away. I don't need that stress. Well, the stress is removed, or at least we hope so. Now the second one. This was a great referral. A small company that needed IT support. They haven't had IT support for 6-7 months. They didn't like their past one. And things were going good as we were discussing what work needed to be done. And not complicated work, but we got to put the files in the cloud. We got to migrate from OneDrive. They're not happy with OneDrive. I thought we were going to go to SharePoint. And then there was a meeting this week. And I didn't get a warm, fuzzy feeling. It didn't go well. The client was requesting the impossible. There was no, how can you have files that you access that are not in the cloud? We're not allowed to have a NAS device because they have power problems in their office, yet they need to remotely be able to access the files. Well, I said, that's impossible. They basically changed some of the parameters, and I'm getting ready to send a contract, and no, I decided that I don't want them as a client. So I put together a very nice email that I'm going to read a couple sentences that my son and I on Tuesday night carefully crafted the email. This was one of the sentences. First, I listed the things that I thought, are impossible and that they're not going to be happy. And this was the one sentence. With the above concerns, we don't feel we can fulfill your current needs. We greatly appreciate being given the opportunity to support your office. We do not think we are a good fit to provide your IT support at this time. We wish you all the best, sincerely, and then I signed off. That sentence took a little bit as my son and I worked on the careful wording of that, because this was a referral from another client. And I just had to list the unrealistic expectations that I knew we couldn't do. We received a very nice email yesterday requesting that we get together and talk. And the person said, I realize after you explained your point that this wasn't realistic, and we really, really want you. And it was a very nice email requesting that we continue, and they want us for their IT support. So I had a great meeting today for a half hour. I'm now crafting a contract. So now this is 2 contracts. The point of this, you can politely put your demands out there. If you don't feel comfortable, say it. And I truly, if I can't make the client happy, then no, we're not a good fit. And what we communicated by that email was, we really care about our clients, and they sense that, and that's who they want for their support. I get it. And I was like, and I got the response, and I got the cooperation for a couple of these things that going forward that we're okay. I laid the groundwork out there and made it known, and we had great communication. And today, a very, very nice conference call. So the lesson, if you don't feel comfortable, if it's in your gut, do what I did. I've been around now enough. In the beginning, I would have sucked it up and did whatever we could, because you want every dollar you can. Can I turn away money? No, I'm not in that position. But if you don't feel comfortable for your business, and maybe you don't own a business, but you work for someone else, and you want to, if you take the time to carefully craft the response, to communicate your true feelings, do it, because you have nothing to lose and only to gain. And that's how I felt with both of these clients. There were things that had to be done in order for us to move forward and have a successful partnership together while we support them. And it can be done. And that's what I wanted to communicate here on tonight's show, without giving away the details of both of those clients. And I know I'll follow up later, but I guess these are some of the lessons that, I've learned by doing this for so long, and wanted to share that experience. So hopefully there'll only be good stories moving forward. So hopefully this will help someone. Okay. Now, New Year's Eve, just getting back to the technical part of this. I use OBS, and that's what I'm doing right now as I record the show, and I'm broadcasting live on Twitch. Well, with Discord, and by the way, if you don't know Discord, please click on the link that's in the show notes for every week at MikeTechShow.com. There's a link to take you to Discord. Sign up. It's free. That's where the forums are for the Mike Tech Show. That's where we share info, and I'm actually going to be talking about a couple links that came up in there, and that's where I put the schedule. We put details. please join Discord. Well, for New Year's Eve, one of the things Discord allows you to do is broadcast the video and the audio, and that's how people joined live. Taz, Kate, Photo Ray, Miles, Rick, Alaskan. That's how we were all on together. Well, if I play music on my PC, you can hear it on Twitch, but you can't hear it on Discord. And I want to be able to maybe play a voicemail or play something. I want to take advantage of the meetup capability in Discord, still broadcast it live on Twitch, but how do you handle that? Now, a couple links, and I believe Photo Ray put it up in there, and this is the first link for tonight, a virtual audio cable. I have not done this, but this link will be in the show notes, and I'm putting it in the chat for everybody that's live right now for that. So this virtual audio cable is what you would do for, hold on a second. There we go. I just wanted to make sure everybody can see it. I'm broadcasting this on YouTube right now with, you can, if you see the YouTube video, you'll be able to see this website. The virtual audio cable, here's the instructions and the playback. I got to play with this. And I know Taz and Photo Ray will help me out. We'll do something on trying this out. I would love to have a configuration where that would work. So that would be very, very cool. All right. This came up in the New Year's Eve show. What is drive device encryption on Windows? There is a difference between device encryption and BitLocker. And this gets confusing because in Windows 11 Home, you can have device encryption. And this is a nice little website describing this. Both are fundamentally the same, but there are some differences between device encryption and BitLocker on Windows. The limitation with device encryption is that you have no option to configure and no way to require pre-boot authentication. You have to rely on the TPM chip alone. However, both are similar and work to secure your data, the difference being when and how to utilize them. And then it goes on in more greater detail. This is a great link for just understanding the difference. Now, the next link is how to turn on device encryption in Windows 11 and then Windows 10. So take a look at that. This is helpful if you want to have encryption, but maybe you don't have the Pro version for Windows 11. I demand, I demand my business clients, one of my requirements is their operating system be the Pro version, especially if they need encryption, because I want to turn on BitLocker. So even today, some recommendations on systems being purchased by clients, I basically, strongly suggested that Windows 11 Pro be the operating system. I want an 11th gen Core i5 or newer. I want, for the CPU, Intel. For RAM, 16 gigs of RAM. For the hard drive, 512 gig SSD, and then Windows 11 Pro. They are minimum system requirements. I literally 3 people today who are looking to get a system on their own. That was my email. I literally cut and pasted it for 3 different people, are minimum requirements. All right. Let's hold on. I'm pausing the audio and then display capture. Let's get back. And then let me get back to my notes. Okay. So let's continue. Going back and forth on emails with Bill, and he needed to change the Windows edition from enterprise to professional. The link that I'm going to have, and I don't think I put this link. I now I'm confused whether I put it in the last show or I think I talked about it during New Year's Eve. No, it's like a blur. So this is a link to change the registry entries, a couple registry entries, reboot, and now instead of Windows 8 Enterprise, you have Windows 8 Pro, and you could go through the upgrade process. So hope to hear back from Bill on that information. So let's that link will be in the show notes, and that is from Bill. All right. Let's see. Give me a second. Oh, here we go. This is from Bob, and he's recommending this for the search. So this was basically unchecking in MS config the Windows search, then reboot. This is the search problem that my client was having. It's not an emergency because it's just like you get the dots and it's searching for, it looks like it's still searching Outlook. Bob, I had not had a chance to try this. I am going to do this, if not tomorrow, on Monday. But thank you for the suggestion on this. Bob also wrote, and this is another link that's for the show notes. He says, hi, Mike. Happy New Year. It's not like we don't have enough to deal with already. This is an excerpt from the article below, and I got the link to this article. Hackers are utilizing the Google Ads service more consistently than ever before to transmit malware. As soon as the victims click the download link on the threat actors' fake versions of the official websites, Trojanized software is distributed. That's why you need active browser protection. We use Browser Guard from Malwarebytes. Then we also make sure that we have good anti-ransomware, anti-protection. We, of course, still use Malwarebytes, and we have everything turned on. You need strong protection to make sure to stop, this. But the Google Ads, we need Google, and I know this is difficult, to step up and just stop taking the money for every ad, and they got to run the ads through some kind of a check and balance before they get posted up. They should be able to automate that, I would hope. So let's hope that they get better at that. Let's see. We have an email here. Let me see if we got all of the links. Yes, and there's one more big link that we're gonna have here. This email is from Nathan. Been enjoying a good binge of Tales from the Trenches lately, just in time to bring up a problem of my own in Windows 10. As many of us have done, I was moving some key folders off my C drive to a larger disk. Had been running critically low on C space, and finally realized how much I had in downloads, documents, and just thrown on the desktop. So I moved them all to reside in Drive E. Two things first, Nathan. Where is Drive E? Is this a physical disk in your system? Is it an external disk? And how, when you said you moved them, how did you move them? Because now let's continue with the rest of the email. Or I thought I did. In my haste, I didn't change their location to E. I changed their definition to E. So now the entire contents of Drive E are filling my desktop view. And it includes everything that used to be in documents and downloads also. And then it gets better. File Explorer no longer shows me any folder named desktop, downloads, or documents. See, that's why I asked, how did you do it? And where is that drive? Is it like another partition of your drive? He continues, where you'd expect to find them and are just a folder labeled E. And when you might right-click it and change the location, you get no options you'd expect for those particular folders. You just get an option to look at the properties of Drive E. Worse still, I tried the answers I found in a Microsoft knowledge base where others have done the same thing or similar. Seems the only answer that applies to me is to go into the registry and edit the locations for each of these folders and reboot. That makes me nervous, and please back up your registry if you do that. He goes on, my question for the community is, what do you do when even that doesn't work? I have a really big solution. He says, I recreated the folders in the desired locations and put the correct path for each in the appropriate registry key values. Still no joy. A number of reboots later. Any thoughts? I realize I might need to create a new user account and start moving things, but would appreciate some guidance there as well. As much as we all love fabs, I'm sure I don't want to perfectly move all of these problems with me. So, to the guy I consider my personal man in the industry, please do keep on keeping on. Okay, Nathan, this is radical. Do you have another computer and get an external drive? If these are two physical drives, I would take the two physical drives out of the system because now you don't have an operating system involving it and you should be able to just read them, put them in a dock or add a cable on another system and get all of your files. You got to guarantee that you have all of your data on a physical external hard drive that you just bought. They're cheap. You can get a 2 terabyte drive for like $49 or under on Amazon. Get a drive. Take those drives out. Hook them up to another system and copy them. Make sure you can read and open those folders. Now, I would put the drives back into your system, nuke and pave. I'm afraid of the registry entries that you've done. I'm afraid that I'm not exactly sure of the process that you used to move the files from one system to another, from one drive to another. I don't know, is that drive just another partition on the same physical hard drive? Follow up with questions if you have them, or let me know. But that's my, so I know it's a lot of work, but A, we got to guarantee that you have your data, and B, we want things to be normal again. So that's why I want you to redo the operating system. Windows 10 takes 15, 20 minutes to reinstall. Piece of cake. And then you now have an external drive where you can copy the folders and put them exactly where they should be. Make sure the C drive, if that's what you want to live off of, make sure it's big enough. If it's too small right from the start now, maybe get a new SSD. Get a terabyte SSD. The prices of SSDs are so low. Put a new drive in. Redo the operating system and now copy everything back. You're going to be happy. If anybody else has a solution, let me know, and I'll share it with Nathan. Final little topic. My company is MHS Consulting. The website is mhsconsulting.net. I host and I've had my website built, managed, and hosted with Matt Rodella at techsitebuilder.com. That link is going to be in the show notes. My son was at a client, needed to go to mhsconsulting.net, and our logo wasn't there. And the main picture of Philadelphia, that's on the website, was missing. I emailed Matt, and in 5 minutes, he found the problem, fixed it. He is the web man. And you can start by, whether you have a tech site or not, and you need his help for marketing, anything web related, techsitebuilder.com. Matt Rodella is the guy. And so thank you, Matt, for doing that. Before we wrap up, my thoughts and prayers big time go out to a friend of mine who his name's John. He just finished heart bypass surgery yesterday, and he's in recovery today and doing better. It looks like it was successful, but I, very, very concerned, and hope, best wishes on 100% recovery, John. All right. That is it for tonight's show. A quick announcement. Next Thursday, I will be at a hockey game Thursday night with a client. And can't wait. And down here, the Marathek, I think it's the Jersey Devils against the Tampa Lightning. Of course, I'll be rooting for Tampa. And looking forward to that. So when is next week's show? Well, the show is going to be Saturday, the 14th of January, 2 p.m. That's the next show. That's it, everybody. Thank you so much for everything and all your Happy New Year wishes and holiday wishes. And may the new year be going as good as it's been for me so far, with whether it's your business, wherever you're working. Hopefully things are going in the right direction for 2023, and look forward to a great year, and wishing you and your family a safe and happy new year for 2023. And we'll see you back here 2 p.m. on Saturday the 14th. Bye-bye.